Hey everybody, I'm going to today show you how to use filters in Photopea. It's going to be very simple. We're not going to get super in depth with them. Just going to show you how to apply filters. So I should probably start by going to this picture before it had any filter on it because I have been messing around with it for a while. So this is my photo just the way it was when it was taken. I'm going to start by selecting the person in the photo and copying them and pasting them. So now I have a new layer that is separate from my background. Same way I've shown you before how to copy and paste. I use the object select or the quick selection here. In the quick selection, if your background has no colors in common with your foreground, pretty good at finding the edges because you saw one click. Hide that. So one click and it had my person outlined as opposed to my background. Okay, so let me unselect and move forward. So I've got two layers now. I've got a layer with the person, I've got a layer with the whole picture. So if I do this, I've got that layer separate from this layer. What I would do at this point, me personally, is I would do something in my background. Now, I have an idea of where I want to go with this, and what I want to do is I want to go to my filters, and in the filter gallery, there is a lot of different options. A lot is kind of overstating. There's about 8 different options. Yeah, 8 different options. So I want to apply this halftone pattern to my person here, just as they are. Okay, so halftone pattern applied here and click OK. And now I have this cool newsprinty halftone kind of deal happening for my foreground. Now what I need to do is I need to do something with my background. So I'm going to go to my filters again, and this time, instead of using the filter gallery, I'm going to go through these options here. What I've decided is I want to blur. Now, there's tons of different things you could do. For instance, you could crystallize, where you turn yourself almost into like a stained glass kind of blurry hodgepodge piece. There's also things like the pointillize or the mosaic, where again, you just are blurring yourself with the pixels, okay? But what I want to do is I want to use a blur, classic blur. And I don't know if this is pronounced Gaussian or Gaussian, but it is the one that I'm most used to because I've used it in other programs before. I'm just going to turn this way up. Like I'm going to blur so that is just nothing is left there. Because what's going to happen now is I'm going to bring this back and I'm going to have this cool kind of halo-y background happening behind my person here. And that's what I was going for. I wanted to just have a really slick piece here. Now you can see, now that we've done stuff to the background, my edge here isn't the cleanest ever. I'm missing a chunk of my hair. These are things that I would have had to catch before I did all of this. But at this point, if I really wanted to fix this, I could just go along here on the edge and make it a little bit better and clean it up. All right. But that's all I have for you. It's just filters. You apply them to individual layers. If I wanted my entire piece to have a filter when I was done, I could flatten my image. So right click and click on flatten image. And now this is all one layer. And I could once again go to my filters. Let's say I wanted to add noise. And I could do this. I could change the distribution around. So there's a lot of things I could do here. Monochromatic noise. So now it's just black and white instead of following the color patterns that are in the picture. There's plenty of different things I could still do to this. I could go into my oil paint now in the stylize, and I could turn this into a painting, turn this radius up, turn the bristle detail up, and have like these weird painterly strikes going through the whole piece. There's just tons of different ways that I could still edit this and still do something with it. But I'm done with it. I'm pleased with it. Not going to say it's the most perfect thing in the world, but for the sake of our lessons and what we're doing, we're just trying to make composite images, which means we want to separate one piece from the other and do edits to them to make it seem like there's two different pieces. So that's all I have for you here. I hope that you use this in your assignment today like you were supposed to, and that everything works out. I'm going to save it, export JPEG, and save. That's that.